Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going a little bit east. We're talking about the Korean League of Legends scene, but of course when you're talking about who we're going to be talking about, which is Faker, and talking about T1, you're talking about the whole world, because these guys are more than likely going to be showing their faces at MSI, Worlds, both, whatever. And this is also following up another story we talked about a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, where Alejandro was kind of teasing and kind of dropping hints that Faker was shopping himself around a little bit, you know, negotiating with teams from all over the world, even some LCS teams, I believe like Team Liquid and FlyQuest, but maybe that he was even talking to some LPL, other LCK teams. Some people were like, oh, hey, maybe Faker's going to leave. Maybe this era is over. Maybe all good things do come to an end. I mean, even rather recently, we've seen Bjergsen leave TSM. We've seen Perks leave G2. We've even seen, lesser, but like Caps leaving Fnatic, Reckless leaving Fnatic a couple times. So, sometimes these things do happen, but other people were like, hey, it's just a business ploy, a business tactic, whatever, negotiation, power. Faker's going to shop himself around, trying to get the best deal, which totally makes sense. But today, following up on that, the big news, T1 LOL, they tweeted out, unkillable Demon King Faker has re-signed with T1 for 3 more years, which is pretty crazy. I mean, Faker's career has already been so long and so ceremonious or whatever the word is. You know, he's been doing this since he was like 16 or 17 years old. I want to say 17, but it could have been even younger. Performing at an international level, performing on the huge stages, which is crazy. The fact that he still has the talent and the ability, but also the drive and the desire to keep going is impressive, but is also insane. And again, 3 more years. And this is a guy who was just playing at the World Finals, Game 5. Obviously, there is some people who'll be like, oh, Faker, he's not the best LCK mid laner anymore. And people will talk about, Showmaker, or Zika, or whatever different name you want to throw out that year, Chovy, that split, whatever. But Faker's always in the conversation. He's always top 3, 4, 5, and in the LCK, where it's a lot of the best mid laners in the world, that's still very, very impressive. And when push comes to shove, again, especially I think the last 2 years, T1 has outperformed people's expectations at the international events. Faker's not maybe the 1v9 carry he used to be, but the game has changed, and maybe he's also not at the peak of his powers, but he is still very, very damn good. And I think this is good for League of Legends overall. Faker is the most iconic player, the most iconic name. T1, the most iconic brand, in this thing. So this is really cool to see them staying together. Would it be very, very cool to also see Faker somewhere different? Yes, that would be insane. That would be a huge story. That would be absolutely crazy. Who would T1 replace him with? Yada, yada, yada. And maybe we'll still see that one day. But 3 years, that's a long time, especially when we take a look at Faker's age. He is 26 years old. He will turn 27, during this next season. So he's going to be signed for his 27, 28, and 29-year-old seasons with T1. That's obviously T1 putting a lot of faith in Faker, signing him to 3 more years, taking him all the way to 29 years old. But it's also them, saying that, hey, maybe age doesn't matter as much as some people say. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe we're going to find out during Faker's contract. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, ages into his later years, because it's a very, very highly discussed and hotly debated topic. And if Faker's able to keep playing at this level at 27, 28, 29 years old, that could go a long way for some other players potentially getting some more opportunities and prolonging their career. But if even Faker starts to fade, into these next 3 years or whatever, that's not going to be so great for everybody else. If you're not Faker and you're turning 27, 28, 29 years old. But Faker back with T1 and not just a short-term deal, a 3-year contract for him, kind of a big deal. Obviously, congrats to Faker for signing a big new deal. And shout out T1 for getting this thing done and locking up their guy for a couple more years. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Peace.